Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where today we are taking a look at a replay sent in by Ignu Likes You. We have featured this gentleman on the channel before and today he's feeling squirrely. Look at that camera movement. And yes, in case you're wondering, this is a mouse and keyboard replay. Ignu plays with mouse and keyboard. And I think this is the third time I've featured one of his replays. And it does feel like every time I feature one of these, we end up talking about the fact that some people think mouse and keyboard is cheating, and others don't. I'm in the camp that thinks it's not cheating because it is all down to the person using the mouse and keyboard. Some people prefer controller over mouse and keyboard. Even if you're playing on a PC, some people prefer controller. It's really about whatever works for you. For me personally, even though I do play mouse and keyboard games, I feel better playing with controller. But hey, that's just me. So Ignu is in the Object 292. The 292, my memory is correct. I want to say this is one of the early season giveaway. Was this a season tank? This tank has been in the game a while, but this tank was one of the first tanks where I thought, hang on a second, this power creep thing is starting to take off a little bit, and I'm not sure I like that, because this gun hits very, very hard, and it's got an incredible amount of penetration, and you'll see, well, we'll see just how good the penetration is a little later on. Penetration is 900 millimeters. And its alpha is 760. The secondary high explosives only got 180 millipen, but 980 alpha. So, yeah, the pen is definitely not there on the high explosive, but you've got the alpha. So you probably do want to take some HE, so you can shoot the fronts of BMP3s, Marder's, you know, those types of vehicles. But for the most part, you won't be firing high explosive out of this thing. His team is playing very, very well together. They are sticking as a... They're grouping together, but I wouldn't call this a wolf pack. You don't have 5 or 6 tanks occupying the same grid square on the map. His team is playing together, but it's not a complete steamroll. The game is still, well, 11 versus 10 now. But what you're about to see here is a demonstration of just how much penetration this gun has and how this tank can play differently to almost every other tank in the game. That's an EE. The EE has fantastic frontal armor. You will not pen this thing through the front in most tanks. You won't pen the turret like he's just demonstrated there. But he's about to peek here again. Okay. He's about he shot the side, which is the weak point. It's this shot right here, lower plate, straight through. He went straight through the lower plate of the EE, and that is not something you can do with other heavies. The EE has to be, if you want to shoot the EE and it's face on, you've got to aim for the little bit of hull that you can see exposed above the front track. Or the left and right track, I mean. That's where the weak points are. You can shoot just above the front drive wheel, and that's where you'll penetrate from the front. But in the 292, you don't need to worry about such things. You can just smack it straight through the front of its lower plate. Yeah, the penetration on this gun is insane. And the reload for this thing isn't bad either. And this was one of the reasons why I wasn't overly happy with the release of this tank, because I felt it was this is a little going down a road that I don't think we need to be going down. But anyway, that was a long time ago. Ignu here is demonstrating just how this thing can be played, and played very effectively. He's done just over 11,000 damage. And now that the action's calmed down a little bit, we can talk about the map. This is Hellfire Pass. Hellfire Pass is a map that is, I want to say, it's misleading in ways. it's a very big map. I believe this one is this 1500 or 1400 or 1500 meters square. And you'd think that with a map this big, you'd have long lines of sight, you'd be able to see everything very easily, but you can't. This map, despite its size, provides very good concealment throughout the entire game. Just because it's a big map and it's got large lines of sight doesn't mean you can see everything. So, well played there. Nice fire there on the T-80. So just because it's a big map with long lines of sight doesn't mean you can actually see everything, which means that playing light tanks on this map can actually it can be quite challenging at times. And hey, that challenge is welcome. So there's one on the cap here, and I don't know what the M1A2 was thinking, but running away up a hill, yeah, not the best strategy. That is sort of handing damage to Ignu here and his teammate. He's now just under 15,000 damage with 5 kills. Yeah, this is good. This is a very, very good game. But now there needs to be some communication between himself and, is it a 122 or is it a Leopard 2A5? I saw the profile of it earlier when he was shooting the Abrams, but I didn't catch what vehicle it was. I know it's a Leopard variant, but either way, Ignu here and his teammate, they are sticking together. They're communicating together. Ignu is pushing up the hill here. That looks, I can't tell, Leopard 2A5. I couldn't see if there was additional armor on the lower plate. The 122 has additional armor up the front. But he is now communicating with his teammate. He's saying this is the point we need to defend, which fair enough it is. And this is a demonstration of the long lines of sight. Just because you can see a long way doesn't mean your position is more powerful than any other position. Despite the long lines of sight, there is still enough cover for the enemy team to flank around and get into positions that you just won't see. And that's where, for me anyway, that's where this map is. It can be very difficult to play because Ignu's done the right thing. He's sitting on this hill like, right, I've got the view, I've got lines of sight. But if you commit to going in one direction or the other based on what you think you've seen, it would be very easy for him to look up there and go, yeah, it's clear, I'm going to push for the cap. He goes down the hill only to discover that the enemy team is doing exactly what they're doing now, which is, well, they're capping his cap. So if he'd moved, he'd have had to go all the way back up the hill and all the way back around. And there's two out of 3 on the cap. So this map can be difficult to play at times because of, well, the amount of cover that there is. His teammate has gone in, which, nice kill there, nice shot on the Marder. His teammate has taken a more forward position, which has exposed him, and I believe his teammate doesn't last that much longer. So this is, yeah, this is all good. His teammate's asking for help. He's asking for shots to go in. There we go. It was a Leopard 2A5 after all. Okay, Leopard 2A5 is now gone. It's now Ignu versus 2. He's on 6 kills. Sorry, just over. Well, not just over. Well, yeah, just over 15,500 damage. 2 on the cap. How's this going to play out? He's using the hill for cover. Nice kill there on the M1A1. But now, the 122 bounces his side. He bounces the side of the 122. He's a one-shot. He's only 537 hit points. That is a one-shot for the 122. And the 122 does the one thing he shouldn't have done. Well, I say that. He did get a shot into the side of Ignu. 27 hit points. RNG saved Ignu there. But I was going to say, the one thing he shouldn't have done was block his line of sight to Ignu, or provide Ignu with more cover by popping smoke. But anyway, RNG playing its part there. 8 kills, 17,392 damage. There's certainly skill involved in this game. Certainly, Ignu is a good player, but we can't disregard the RNG help at the end there. Very, very lucky. So, Ignu, well played. I hope you guys enjoyed this replay. If you did, please leave the video a like, if not a dislike. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.